Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, we will start designing this fitness website homepage using Next.js. Now this is the hero section of our website, and in the coming videos, we will design the other sections as well. But for now, let's start with this section right here. So in this video, I'll show you how to design the navbar. Now here I have created this folder called fitness homepage, and I just opened it with VS Code. Now let's open the terminal. Now if you're completely new to Next.js, you can watch the previous video I created on creating a simple project using Next.js. I will leave the link in the description of this video. So here, to create our Next.js project, let's go ahead and type npx create next app at latest. And since I want to create it inside the same folder, I'll just type dot and press enter. And here for these options, let's go ahead and select yes for TypeScript and yes for ESLint. And we'll also select Tailwind CSS, and we will select no for source directory. We'll also use the app router, and we'll also use TurboPack, and we want to customize the import alias. So let's select no. And here we can see our Next.js project was created. So I'll just open this by typing npm run dev. And let's open this link, localhost 3000. And this is our Next.js project, and this is the default design that comes with every Next.js project. So let's go back. Let's open a new terminal. So I'll just click on this plus icon. Now here we will install shadcn. So shadcn is basically a component library for Next.js. So this is the official website of shadcn. So here we can see that these are all the different components that they have in shadcn. So we can reuse all of these, and all this code will be added to our project, so we can customize it to our needs. So let's go ahead and install shadcn. So for that, we can just go over here to installation and Next.js, and here we can see we have this command npx shadcn at latest init. So I'll just copy this and let's install shadcn. And here we can see there are some options. I'll just select neutral, and with that we have shadcn installed in our project. Now to test whether shadcn is actually installed, let's go ahead and use the button from shadcn. So here in the app directory, I'll just go to the page.tsx file, and I'll just delete all this code inside the div, and I'll just use a button from shadcn. So for that, let's go ahead and add the button. So we can just type npx shadcn at latest add button, and let's press enter. And with that, button has been added to our project. So if we go over here to components and UI, so in the components we have this UI folder, and in that we have the button. So this is the code for the button, and we can go ahead and make changes to all of this. So let's go ahead and use this button, and let's see whether it works. So here inside this div, I'll just go ahead and create a button, and let's import it from components UI button, and let's tap test. Let's go back to our website, and here we have the button, and the styles are not being applied. So let's go ahead and reload our server. So let's go back over here, and I'll just press Ctrl+C to stop the server, and let's tap npm run dev. Now let's go back to our website and reload. And now we can see that the button is having the correct styling. So we have shadcn installed successfully. All right, now let's go ahead and start with the navbar. So let's go back to our source code, and here I'll just remove this button code from here, and for this div I'll just add a basic CSS. Well, let's just go ahead and change this to a main, and here just add some CSS. So I'll just type class name, and let's type minimum height of screen. So it will have the minimum height set to 100 viewport height. So this is basically Tailwind CSS code. So let's select this, and now first of all we need to add the navbar. So I'll just go ahead and in the components, let's create a new file called navbar.tsx. And here we need to type export default function navbar, and here we need to return some JSX. So it is basically just like HTML. So I'll just go ahead and create a nav tag, and let's type navbar over here. Let's go back to our page.tsx file, and let's import the navbar over here. So I'll just type navbar, and let's import it from components navbar. So now if we go back to our website, here we can see that the navbar is displayed. Now before starting with the navbar, let's go ahead and go to the layout.tsx file, and let's add the fonts that we need. So in Next.js, we can directly go ahead and import fonts from Google Fonts. So here we need to just add the name of the fonts. So let's go ahead and change these to Inter, and another font called Oswald. And now we need to change these names over here. So let's change this to Inter, and then for the font variable, let's change this to font Inter. And here for the other font, let's change the name to Oswald. And here also let's change this to Oswald, and here let's tap enter. And for the variable, let's change this to font Oswald. And I'm going to use these fonts over here down in the body. So here let's tap enter and Oswald. So in this way we can use different fonts in our Next.js project. Let's also change the title. So here for the title, let's go ahead and type Fit Pro Fitness, transform your body, transform your life. And let's also change the description. I'll just add some basic description over here. So I have added this basic description. Right now we need to use these font variables inside our globals.css file. So let's go to the globals.css file, and here are all the variables that we have. And most of these have been added by shadcn. So here let's take a look at the font. So here we can see we have font sans and font mono. Now here let's change the font sans to var font inter, which is the variable that we added in our layout file. So here we can see font inter. And let's change the font mono name to font heading. So here I'll just type font Oswald. So now we can use these fonts by just typing font sans and font heading. Right now let's start with the navbar. So let's go to the components folder and in the navbar file. First of all, we need to add this logo. So I'll just go ahead and create a div in here. And for this div, let's go ahead and type class name. Let's type max width of 7XL. Let's type MX auto to bring it to the center horizontally. Let's add a padding left and right of 4. And for screens greater than smartphones, let's type SM colon. Let's type padding left and right of 6. So this is how you add breakpoints in Tailwind CSS. You can just add SM colon and add the styles, and it will be added to the screens greater than this size over here. So this is basically small, which is smartphone. And for larger screens, let's go ahead and tap PX of 8, padding left and right of 8. Now for the nav element also, let's add some classes. So let's type class name of fixed. It'll be fixed to the top. Even if you scroll down, let's set the top to 0, left to 0, and right to 0 to bring it to the center. And Z50 so that it is above the other elements. So it is basically the Z index. And let's tap BG background. So background is basically a variable. So if you go to the globals.css file, here we can see we have this color background. And if you scroll down, here in the root, we have the background. So we need to use this variable over here. And we'll also change the color of most of these variables. So here let's type BG background. And let's also type /95, which is basically the opacity. Let's also add a backdrop blur MD. So it will add a slight blur. Let's also add a border bottom, and let's type border for the border color. This is also a variable for the color. And let's type transition colors, duration 300. So this is basically for when we change the theme to dark and light modes, we need to smoothly change the colors. Right now in this div, let's go ahead and create another div for both the elements. So in this we will have the logo on the left side and these menu items in the center and the button on the right side. So for the logo, let's create a div, and here let's tap H1 and let's tap Fit Pro. So here we can see that the logo is being displayed. Let's also add some styles. So here for this div, let's type class name. Let's set it to display flex and justify between so that all the elements are spaced correctly. So here we can see we have the exact amount of space between these 3 different elements. And after that, let's also type items center to bring it to the center vertically. And let's set the height to 16. And this is how it looks. Now for the logo, let's go ahead and add some classes. So let's type class name and let's type text 2XL for a larger text, and let's type font black. So this is basically the font weight. And let's type font heading. So this is the heading font, which is basically Oswald that we selected. And let's type text primary. So this is the color. So now if we go back, this is how it looks. Now we need to change the primary color to our brand color. So for that, let's go to the globals.css file, and here let's scroll down, and here we have the primary color. So let's change the value of this. Right now this is basically black color. So let's change this to 0.5771, 0.2151, 27.32. So this is basically the red color over here. And let's copy this and add it to the dark mode as well. So we'll have the same color for the dark mode as well. So here let's change this to our new color. And now if we go back, here we can see we have the correct color for the logo. Right now the next thing we will add is the list of menu items. So let's go back. Now we will add all the menu items inside a separate file so that we can change it easily later. So let's go to the lib folder, and let's create a new file called constants.ts, and let's go ahead and type export const. Let's call it nav items, and let's set it equal to an array of objects. So here for the first one, let's type name. Let's set it to home. Then we'll have the href. Let's set it to hash. Let's duplicate this. And for the second one, let's type programs. I'll just keep hash for now. And here let's type about. And here let's type pricing. And let's also type contact. And let's also add comma after each of these. Right now we can use these nav items throughout our website. So let's go to the navbar.tsx file. So let's go outside this div for the logo. And here, I'll just add a comment. I'll just type desktop navigation. Here I'll just type logo. And let's create a div. And in this div, we will first of all add some classes. I'll just type hidden for smaller screens. And for medium or larger screens, let's set it to display of block. So in here, let's create another div. Let's add some class names over here. So let's type display of flex. Items baseline. So it will basically align items to the bottom. And let's type space x 8. So it will have 8 units of spacing between the elements. Now in this, let's go ahead and loop through all these nav items inside the constants file. So since we are using JavaScript expression over here, we need to type curly braces. And here we'll just type nav items and we'll just import it from lib constants. Let's type dot map. So we'll use map to loop through all the items. And I'll just call each of the items item. And I'll just add parentheses to return it directly. So we'll just return a link for each of the items. Now in Next.js, you have a link tag. So let's use that. So we can just import it from next link. And in this link, let's add an href. And let's set it to item, which is each of these nav items. And in that we have href. So here we can see we have href and name. So let's type href over here. And for each of the items inside a map, we also need to have a key. So here let's add a key. Let's set the key to the name because the name is basically unique. So let's type item.name. And here in the link, we need to add item.name. So it will display the nav items as links. So here we can see we have all these nav items displayed over here. Now let's add some classes to the link. So let's type class name. Let's type text foreground, which is a color. And when you hover over this, we need to change the text to text primary. Let's type padding left and right of 3 and padding top and bottom of 2. Let's type text small for the size, and for the weight, let's type font medium. Let's type transition colors and duration of 300. So now if we go back here, we can see we have all the elements displayed over here. And if I hover over this, we can see that the color also changes. Now the last thing we will add in this video is this button. So for that, let's go back over here. Let's go outside this division, which is the desktop navigation. And let's type CTA over here for the comment. And here let's create a div. And we will hide it by default on smaller screens. And for medium or larger, let's type flex. And let's type items center to bring it to the center vertically. And let's type space x of 4 for space between the elements. And now let's use the button from shadcn. So let's type button and let's import it from UI button. And let's type join now. Let's go back and here we can see we have the button being displayed over here. Now for the font, let's add a semi-bold weight. So here for the button, let's type class name. Let's type font semi-bold. And this is how it looks. So with that, we have completed creating the navbar of our website. So that's basically it for this video, and we will continue designing the rest of the website in the next videos. So if you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.